Alright, let's pick it up here. I'm going to show you the start menu. Here is your items, and in this case I have a healing item at the moment in case I die. This is my equipment, that's my main weapon. This is how you get equipment and accessories. This is to upgrade your character, and there's a way to do that in the future. This shows your brush techniques. We already know one, which is rejuvenation, which is what we learned from the dragon brush thing. The logbook, which is basically says all the objectives. Travel guide, it's just mostly certain tips about moving along through the world. And you'll collect more in the meantime, and this is your map. I actually proceeded much further in this game, unfortunately. So instead of being a blind run, this is actually going to be a replay in this case. So I'm just playing this part from scratch. The reason I did this is for three reasons. One is that I was really eager to play this game. Secondly, I was overly booked with Digital Devil Saga 2 and Devil Summoner. And three, there was a bit of lag as far as the narration is when I tried it, so I wasn't confident in this. This is how rejuvenation works. It's nothing fancy. I think the reason the narration kind of lagged is because it's because of the fact that there isn't much all the talking and squeaking pretty much. Okay. Don't get used to this because when you actually go into water, you'll drown if you stay in it for very long. And in here, okay, this is a handy as hell thing. Astral Pouch, it's basically like a live system, but its very existence doesn't necessarily guarantee the fact that you're gonna be revived or brought back from the grave. In this case, you have to feed it. So by breaking this, I found an apple. It only restores the Astral Pouch a little bit at a time. This can be upgraded though, with the upgrade system in this game. Okay, Isun is under the delusion that he is the greatest brush master of all. Oh yeah, you can actually do that. You have to press the X button repeatedly if you get bored during loading screens. Okay. Alright, to show the map, you need to press R2. Alright. This is a pretty straightforward area. This is the tutorial, so nothing very fancy. It's just pretty much to introduce you to the environment. And for instance, this environment is pretty calm, there's no enemies. As of yet. Whoops. Unfortunately, even though this isn't a blind run, and I'm doing this from scratch, I also missed the fact that I can't double jump. Yes, you can do that later in this game, but not at this point in time. Okay, cross this place. For the love of God, do this, because it'll pay off in the long run. Over here, there's a treasure chest, and in here, stray bead. I'll show you what I mean by this. Okay, there should be a stray bead icon here. There's 99 in the game world, and you have to find them all. There's actually 100, but you have to actually actively find the 99. So this can be painstaking, but you get a good reward out of it from what I heard. I haven't beaten this yet, but I'm getting pretty close. Okay. Now there's pretty nice actions you can do. Ooh, dumplings. Okay, if you press triangle, you can actually dig, and that's useful for uncovering stuff such as buried treasure. Squares, which you see me using all the time, is bash. And I'll show you what I mean by water. That icon that appears above Amaterasu's head, that will slowly disappear the longer you stay in water, so basically you can't really pull off very long swims. It also means that I'm really disappointed because there's a power that I got later on which makes that completely obsolete. But it's sad to me that I don't have that at the moment. Yep, we should have figured that one. I think we're probably in the Hall of Heroes or something like that. Valhalla, maybe? Okay. Now we're gonna actually finish this. We have to finish the sword to carry this along. Gee, you think? Amaterasu, the reincarnation of Shiranui. Okay, we got another constellation. This will be the most useful thing, and the more you play this game, you'll realize how the hell you would have lived without it. And you'll see what it is. So, actions speak louder than words in this case. Whoa! That's one crazy rat. He's saying that stuff as if, like, we had very bad relationships, even though we shouldn't be because these are brush gods. Okay, so now we learned yet another new power. Basically, before we get released into the game world, we would have learned at least about 3 brush powers. And this is Power Slash. Now, this is probably the the most common used power in this game. And Isun doesn't believe me, so let's show you how it's done. We're gonna test this out on this rock. Okay, you have to do this as a very fast streak. Like this. There we go. No, you're just gonna be annoying. And sometimes he is kind of helpful with those certain hints, but otherwise he's kind of a pain. Okay. Oh, this is new. Don't get used to this weird arrow thing because it doesn't exist the more I play it. That's probably because the objectives aren't always direct. It's usually marked on the map anyways, so they'll just say, go here. And it's pretty simple and straightforward, but basically since this area is just one direction back and forth, and it's not really that difficult, and you don't really need that much of a arrow. Sadly, that's just there for starters, just to get you used to the objectives. And Power Slash can level half a forest. Powerful, ain't it? And it can get more powerful. Just you wait. Okay. I'm gonna wrap this up here. This actually starts the next part of the tutorial.